Hey, what's going on, folks? Klutch here with your PC mod update for Farming Simulator 19. Guys, we've got 5 new mods I want to take a look at today. These are all PC mods, of course. And in this series, we're just looking at new mods for PC that have been released this past week that either I find were kind of interesting, a little bit different, or really kind of well done mods. So we've got 5 new ones. We'll jump in, we'll take a look, see what we got going on here. Let's jump into this right now.
Klutch Simulations.
So our first mod is the Ropa Big Bear. This thing is a beast. Look at this trailer. So this is a potato and sugar beet trailer. That's all it's really for. But this is something that was missing from Farm Sim, it seemed like. We didn't really have a very large trailer for carrying sugar beets or potatoes. And this kind of fixes that for us. This is, well, it's a realistic size trailer in that sense, and it's just not a modded one where the capacity's changed. So this will actually help you out with that, and it looks fantastic. I love the tracks. We got it hooked up to our 9RX, which we've done a video on in the past. Of course, fantastic tractor. You guys can check that out in previous videos, or you can check actually on the website underneath the Southern Farming. I think it was Southern Farming we used it on. So under the Southern Farming mod list, you can find it there. It's a custom modding 9RX. This is a cool tractor as well. Anyways, back onto the Big Bear. The Big Bear itself. So the capacity on this, we need to go take a look at the capacity because it's not showing on this screen. So the Big Bear Ropa, you're going to find this underneath your auger wagon section, kind of what you expect. Now this has a capacity of 60,000 liters. I think the bigger ones we have currently in game are around the 35,000. So this is substantially bigger than most of the stock ones we have in game. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we have that's similar to this. No options available, 132,000 bones. But yeah, she looks great. Let's go fill this thing up and just dump it out quickly just to take a look. So of course our animation will open up that that back conveyor area, and that should open that wide up so we can dump stuff into it. There we go. Just opens wide open like that. Perfect. And dump some potatoes in there. Now that way, or the conveyor system can be lifted. It can be kind of re-angled depending on what you're dumping into. How far down can we go with this? That's as far down as it goes right there. So that's what it looks like. That's not bad. That's cool. That's enough. We got enough there. And then we can go and bring this to our trucks. We can go bring this to our silo and then dump it directly from there. Yeah, just a fun mod. How the lights look on that. Oh, look at all the lights we got down the side. I didn't even notice that earlier. Those look great. And we've even got some beacons on the back. Those work. Fantastic. And let's dump it out. With 60,000 liters, it's quite a bit, guys. So yeah, you can definitely fill quite a bit into this. That solves one of the issues I've always had with potatoes and sugar beets. Not all of them, but I mean, it's one of them. That's pretty cool. Anyways, that there, guys, is the Big Bear Ropa. You can find the link down in the description below. The next mod I'm taking a look at today is the Houle Manure Tanker. Now, this definitely different as well. What is the size of this? 12,200. What is that? Is that liters? No, it can't be. It's only a 40,000 liter tank on this. It does have a couple different options on it. Not a lot, but it does have a couple things. We can't change the color or anything like that. But what you can change are, well, the number of axles. You can change the number of axles. Unfortunately, this here front axle is not lowerable from what I can see. I'm missing something, but I don't have an option to lower that axle from what I can tell. On the back, you also have the option to add or remove the spreader itself. So you can use it just as a transport tool, or you can actually turn this into a spreader and use this to spread manure if you really desire. So that gives you a couple different options there. Now, one of the cool things about this, obviously the capacity, 40,000 liters, is not bad. That's pretty cool. But the other option I kind of like on this one, let me just do this, just for authenticity's sake, is the fact that it has this little arm that comes out that you can use to refill it. Now this is really not necessary because you can use, well, a lot of other implements. Oh, look at that. Just go a little crazy. A little crazy. Holy smokes. There's other implements out there that can be just driven beside and unloaded and overloaded into other tanks. But this actually works. Let's see if I can get it to calm down. There it goes. Well, kind of. It's got kind of like a jittery thing going on there. Doesn't like that. But anyways, let's go fill this up. And we're going to go dump into that other manure tank I got there because it does look good. And so as you would expect, you can just kind of pull underneath of it. And you're going to get the option to, well, I can fill. I'm filling directly out of that large tank. Or I can actually take this and pump it back into it. So it kind of gives you the other option. Of course, that's kind of what you'd expect, right? That's kind of the way the base works. It just gives you a little bit more realism when you've got this arm that kind of comes out that you pump out of. So that is it really for that. Now, as for the tank itself, with that manure spreader that we have on, let's move this out of the way quickly here. Which way do I want to go? This way here and all the way up. Move this out of the way. It's not required. It's just for aesthetics. It does allow you to pump both ways. I just like the way it looks. That's all. It's just can't figure out which way I'm trying to figure out to move it. Which way is it going? There it is. Now, the spreader itself, well, it works just as you'd expect as well. Oh, where do we go? See if we can spin this around and take a quick look. Only you've got 40,000 liters of it to spread. So you've got quite a bit of slurry that you can just spread around. Anyways, let's take a quick look in the store here, guys. And just looking through the other models we have, the biggest one I have that's close to this is 30,000 liters. This is 40,000 liters, of course, so substantially bigger. It's got a 15-meter swath for that rear back plate there. Other than that, like I said, you can change your axle for configuration from 2 all the way up to the 4. But that 4th one doesn't seem to drop, so it's more, once again, just for aesthetics. So that there is it, guys. That's the Houle manure tanker. So next up, I have a couple case tractors that I'm kind of happy to see pop out into the mod areas this week. This one here is the Case 7000 series, the IH Magnum. This one is very similar to one of the ones we got just recently. Actually, I think it's in the mod hub. But this one here is the 2-wheel drive variant. Look at that. We only got the 2 wheels on this. Comes with some options for just singles or twins at the back. A couple engine options. I mean, really fairly standard stuff for the most part. When we jump inside, we can open that back window and we can open the front door here. So there's a couple of different options there. A couple different engine options, but one of the other big options on this, and you may have already noticed it, as it gives you some saddle tank options. So it comes along with these saddle tanks you can purchase. And there we go. The Demco Quick Tack White 250-gallon saddle tanks. We can now connect those. And we got some saddle tanks on it. That's cool. I like that. That is fantastic. There's an option for that. Let's go take a quick look in the store at this. And just with the other 7200 series tractors, you'll find this in the medium tractor section of your store. Of course, in our case as well. But you can see here we have some options for tires. We have Firestone or Michelin's. And then they both have options that have either singles or the doubles, the duals. That's the only options there. No weights, no narrows, anything like that. Just singles or duals. But it's funny that the front tires do spread a little bit. Interesting, I didn't notice that until just now. As well, you've got the mounts. You can see we can put our mount for our saddle tanks up there. And then on the attachers, we just have the weight option. And then, of course, down below, we have our different engine options. We're going to ignore the global positioning system. That's an obvious one. But you've got a couple different options there. I think it's 5. Yeah, 5 in total, going from, let's go see our horsepower rating, 155 to 249. I think that's the same as the Mod Hub 7200 series. And, of course, we have a front attacher. I just really like the two-wheel drive aspect of this and the fact that you can add some tanks to it. That's pretty cool. But there is the 7200 series, the two-wheel drive Case IH Magnum. So the next Case tractor I have here is the Case Puma Brute. Now there's a couple of things I really do like about this tractor. There's a couple others, well, one other in particular that I'm not a huge fan of, but that's really just my personal preference. And you know what, let's talk about that right off the bat here. Let's get this out of the way. It feels as though this particular tractor has been debadged. There's something about, I mean, the details all here, but this hood, there's something like it's missing. It's missing a Case decal or a Case emblem on the side, something along those lines. It feels like I'm missing something down here. So that's the one thing I'm kind of a little bit disappointed about. Nothing huge in the grand scheme of things. Other than that, it looks fantastic. All the details there. In fact, there's actually more detail on this than a lot of the other mods that I look at. So that's pretty cool. It's just, I feel like there should be something else on this hood. I know, nitpicky, isn't it? Other than that, what I do like about this tractor, well, number one, it's 350 horsepower, which is fantastic. It's pretty cool. Now, with 350 horsepower, you don't usually get, well, you usually don't end up getting something that's got a front PTO. That's, well, the hit and miss. Also, you don't usually get a tractor that is capable of having a front loader on it. That is huge. With this size of a tractor with a front loader, that's a really big thing. You never see that on this size tractor, it seems like. This one has that as an option. I don't even have it set up. I should have put that on there, shouldn't I? The other thing I really like about this, well, let's jump inside. And, well, the interior is good. I mean, it's the Case interior. We'll fire it up and just listen to this. Yeah, it sounds good. Not only does it sound good when it's starting, but when you drive it, it has a bit more of a roar to it than I think what I'm used to. It seems like it hits something else and just gets going. I don't know. I do like the sound of this tractor. It sounds good. But the interior as well, fantastic. Looks great. Cool, let's take a quick look at the store. We'll just go through all the options. Now for this particular mod, I had to go under case to find it. It was not located in the store under one of the tractor numbers. Just be aware of that. Sizes, I went under case to pull this up. Now, as you can see, wow, look at that. Those are some big tires. I should have went with Goodyears. Look at how wide those are. Those look great. So of course you have your options for tires. Let's bring those up first. But you also have the tracks. Make it a quad track. Trelleborg, Nokian, Goodyear. Kind of what you'd expect. There's no doubles that I was aware of, though. I think you're stuck with... Let's try though. Oh, we got some narrows. Good. Okay, so the Trelleborg do have a few options on them. Of course, the most options. If you're looking to go a little bit crazy with some different tire options, go with the Trelleborgs. But let's see. If we go back to the Goodyears, we don't have the doubles. We just have those super wides. Man, those are wide. Those look great, though. Holy. Other than that, we have some implement terminals that can be put into the cab. You can see there we've got some options there. You've got a whole slew that you can put on. You can put the GPS, of course. The engine setup, you've got your starting at 225, but if you go all the way up, you can get up to 350 horsepower with the Brute model. That's a lot. That's quite a bit for this tractor. 350 horsepower, that ain't bad at all. And then, of course, well, we have our front loader option. Love it. That's so good to see. Having a front loader on this size of a tractor is somewhat odd. PTO isn't completely odd. There's quite a, I mean, the case does have a PTO on it that's similar to this, but having a front loader, that's pretty cool. And of course, since, well, we're with an orange color right now, this case does have the ability to change colors to pretty much all the Lizard brand colorings right there. So if you wanted to go to more of a blue, yeah, you got that as an option. Rim colors, of course, can be changed as well. And then last of all, our design color, that there is simply for, let me change it to something that you can see a little bit, if we have the tracks on it. So if we go to our Lizard, you can see here with the tracks, there's a bit of a design color. That's all that does. So that there, guys, that's the case Puma Brute. And finally, down to our last mod, guys. Well, this is the Mack Pinnacle. This is by 5.9. This is a fantastic truck. Now, if you've seen the video, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we looked at a new Ford truck that I was kind of really impressed with. Well, he's done the exact same thing to this Mack Pinnacle. There's so many options with this. These are fantastic mods. These are just absolutely amazing mods. I've got the Mack Pinnacle actually over here as well. That's a Mack Pinnacle with a different wheelbase. But the actual settings, well, the setup is pretty much the same. You have the exact same options as the Ford, so I'm not going to go too in-depth with everything. If you guys want to see that, check out the video we did 2 weeks ago with the Ford. Fantastic options for it, but just to give you an idea, you have an option of also going with 3 different setups here for short, medium, and long for the actual frame size on this. This is the short right now. I think we have the medium over there. You also have a long option as well. Tire options are in abundance. You have tons of color options. We've gone with more of like a silver gray kind of color right now, metallic coloring. There's lots of chrome colorings. There's some pretty good colorings in there as well. You have options for a hook lift. You have options for a flatbed with or without ramps. You have easy load options. You have a dump truck option with or without asphalt spreader. You've got tag axle options. You've got a 5th wheel adjustable option. You have 7 different fenders, 4 exhausts, 4 racks, 8 bumpers, 6 different color pick, trailer pick options. You have the tint can be adjusted. Man, I could go on and on about this truck, guys. It's absolutely fantastic. The options they put on this. It's a great mod to begin with, and then with the options you get on top of it, it just kind of blows it out of the water. Jump inside so you guys can take a look. Interior's okay. The red, well, whatever. We'll fire it up quickly. Sounds good. We've got some nice lights. The other thing with this particular unit, I think I made mention about this in our last video, but the horn. It sounds great, doesn't it? Love it. Anyways, guys, that there is the Mack Pinnacle. Definitely take a look at that. If you're into trucks, this is pretty good. So, that there's going to do it for us today, guys. Those are our 5 mods, plus maybe a little bit more. But that's going to do it for the week of Cool Mods. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe to be caught up to date with all the news and videos coming out for Farming Sim 19 here on the channel. And of course, I will talk with you next time. This is Klutch. Over and out.